Rough and Racing, that's a good line, as Chasing My Dreams wants that lead. Rushing down on the inside, that's No Apology. Right there, too, Woman in Love. Also in the mix, Woogie Waggy Links against the rail, Queen Latifah in that bunch as well. Then about a 3-length gap before we come to Chasing My Dream. Just on the outside, that is All Together. Just behind All Together, that's Family Feud as they go past the 4 furlong point on the course. They head toward the 3, and it is on that lead, Queen Latifah. Woman in Love tracking in second. Boogie Waggy Links comes next. All Together recovering. Also coming on, that's No Apology. Then comes Family Feud. Miss Brayton comes next. Then comes Chasing My Dream. Just behind them on the outside, that Sparkling Fire there at the top of the lane. Queen Latifah kicking away from Woman in Love on the outside, and coming on, that's All Together. It is Queen Latifah in front of Chasing My Dream. It's still in front All Together, but it is Queen Latifah in front of All Together. Queen Latifah begins to pull away, and Queen Latifah sprinting off and sprinting clear, and it's 2 on the day for the champion jockey, the Sneaky Fox. Second, that looks to be All Together. Got tied for third. Could either be Mineola or Woman in Love. Back in fifth, that's Miss Brayton. They're off on Racing, and that's a very good start as Enthusiasm blast into an early lead, and it's Enthusiasm passing the 6 in front of Linguist, settle back into second, then a bunch right against the rail, that Thousand Treasures. Brahma Bull is also in the mix on the outside. That's Easy Money. Racing at the back of the field, Papi Uso. They head toward the 4, and it's still crowded up front, and Thousand Treasures looks to be just the leader. From just on the outside, Shine Like the Sky. Right there too, that's Easy Money. Linguist backing out of it a bit. Brahma Bull is right there too, and still left out of it, that's Papi Uso. They passed the 3, and they're still in a tight bunch. And now on that lead, that's Easy Money. Easy Money goes on from Shine Like the Sky. Easy Money, Shine Like the Sky. Watching right in the middle and in the thick of things. Enthusiasm out wide. That's Brahma Bull coming against the rail and coming forward nicely. That's Linguist, but Easy Money. Linguist now slips through on the inside and grab that lead. Brahma Bull coming down on the outside, but it's Linguist, and Dick Cardenas looks to be traveling the better. Brahma Bull left back into second, and Linguist begins to pull away. Linguist going on to win, and this is a sizzling performance. Linguist beating Brahma Bull. Then comes Enthusiasm back in fourth. That's Easy Money.
They're off for the Jamaica 2-year-old stakes. Hazelnut comes out at the back of the field. Strong Mind comes away running quickly. Latifah right alongside. These two stuck together as they go flashing past the 7. Mr. Lee is 3 or 4 lengths back and racing in third. Danka well positioned on the outside as they charge away toward the final 6. Hazelnut races next, and the trailer is Burning Hedge. They've left the 6. Strong Mind on the rail, the leader by 3 parts of a length. Latifah under a tight wrap racing in second. 2.5 lengths back to Mr. Lee the Grey. Danka on the outside of stablemate as they go flashing past the 5. That's Hazelnut and a Burning Hedge just last of the field. But they're all in with a chance as they go away now toward the final half of a mile. Strong Mind trying to shake loose. Latifah refusing to quit. Just a length separates them. Mr. Lee is further back with Hazelnut. Danka second from the back, and Burning Hedge just last as the field arrive at the final 3/8. Strong Mind out in front. Latifah continues the chase. Hazelnut left back. There goes Burning Hedge. Danka now asked to go on, and Mr. Lee relegated to the back of the pack as they're coming into the lane. It is Strong Mind near the rail. A Burning Hedge now kicking in on the outside, and Burning Hedge now snatches the lead. Strong Mind the rider. A Busy Man trying to fight back, but Burning Hedge has left the 3/16 with a clear lead and is now under the right-hand stick. It is a Burning Hedge. Danka trying to run on the outside. Latifah in between horses. Strong Mind back against the rail, but it is Burning Hedge inside the final 16th. This is the Jamaica 2-year-old stakes. Burning Hedge and Dick Cardenas run out convincing winners, maybe 7 or 8 ahead of Latifah. It's a head bob for the minors. Hazelnut on the rail, Strong Mind on the outside, close between them.
They're off and racing. Big Buzz misses it and is left at the back of the field. Mighty Gully rushed into an early lead. So Mighty Gully narrowly with that lead, rushing down on the outside. That's another one and Bowmore. So another one assumes the lead from Bowmore racing in second. Mighty Gully relegated to third. Then comes Princess Chris, now joined on the outside by racing at the back of the field. That's Big Buzz. They head towards the three, and it is just the leader. That's another one. Just the leader from Bowmore attacking on the inside. Bowmore and another one. These two sharing it. They're 4 lengths in front of Mighty Gully. Princess Chris and still at the back of the field. That's Big Buzz, and it is another one turning on the heat. Another one goes on from left back on the inside. That is Bowmore. It's another one in front coming to the furlong pole. Bowmore right against the rail, switched off it. Another one in front. Bowmore is coming back for more. It's another one still in front, about a length or two in front of Bowmore. Mighty Gully is flying on the outside. Another one shutting off. Mighty Gully closing. Another one. Mighty Gully gone by together. Bowmore back in third. Princess Chris in fourth. They're off and racing. Good Conscience misses it, along with Pretty Perfect. Giant Vigorous goes for that lead. Life is Light is right there too. There goes on the outside, that's Star Quest. Just behind them, that's that Money Mission, overtaken by Miss Brayton. Then comes 3 lengths before we come to Good Conscience, now joined by Pretty Perfect, and just at the back of the field, that's Modern Monarch. Passing the 3 and coming to the top of the lane, and it is on the outside Star Quest, just the leader from right against the rail. That's Giant Vigorous. Star Quest in front. Giant Vigorous trying to come on. Also coming on the outside. That is Pretty Perfect, but it is Star Quest in front. Pretty Perfect trying to get to Star Quest. Pretty Perfect is coming on strongly. Star Quest hanging it tough. Pretty Perfect trying to get to Star Quest. It's Star Quest still in front. Pretty Perfect comes a calling on the outside. Star Quest, Pretty Perfect. Pretty Perfect now goes on, and Shane Ellis will have a double on the day. Pretty Perfect beats Star Quest. Then comes Miss Brayton. Looks like Giant Vigorous back in fourth.
Six furlongs thereof. Jody's Fund, Baby Grey the slowest to leave. Native Flyer took off quickest on the rail in the orange silks. Star Roar, the favourite, Kasa Living right there. Perfect Affair forming the line of 4 as they flash past the 5. Althea races just about 5 lengths off that lead. Baby Grey right alongside. Then comes Miniola, and left out of it, that's Jody's Fund as they head now toward the final half mile. They're spinning into that turn and making their way now toward the final 3. And Star Roar, the favourite, bounces easily, unmolested at the moment, holding on to what looks to be a 3-length advantage. Kasa Living the closest pursuer. Perfect Affair shaken up now and asked to bubble to the boil. A break of some 4 lengths back to Native Flyer. Althea right alongside as they leave the final 5/16. Baby Grey is next, then Miniola, and forget Jody's Fund needing a help as they're into the lane, and Star Aura continues to dominate the event. Here now is Kasa Living in the centre. Perfect Affair kicking in on the outside, and Star Aura now gives way. Perfect Affair snatches the lead. Kasa Living trying to fight back just toward the outside. It is Perfect Affair. Here comes Kasa Living again, switched toward the outside. Inside the final 16th, it is Perfect Affair and Rayan Lewis. This is the Supernatural. Omar Walker's first winner, and Perfect Affair takes it by maybe 3 lengths. Close between Kasa Living, Star Aura. Native Flyer, Althea is back in 5th. They're off for the first. Kusmi, Queen Latifah, they came out slow. They have catching up to do as they charge down the back stretch, and altogether now couples up and gets that lead approaching the 6. Opening up some 4 lengths, Khaleesi races on the rail. Althea is early. Kasa Living the favourite in between horses. Miniola out wide. These in a very tight clump. A break of some 4 lengths back to Baby Grey racing just by herself. followed up now by a Queen Latifah improving. Candy Girl is there ahead of Casually Yours, and a Khesi trails the field. A half a mile to run. They're in the turn for home and sprinting toward the 3, and altogether continues to show them a rear end. Leading from Khesi now cutting into that lead. A break of 4 back to Kasa Living, the favourite, now making ground. Althea is close enough. Mineola racing just in behind them. 7 or 8 lengths separates that group. Queen Latifah is further back. A Baby Grey races on the rail, about to be overtaken by Candy Girl. Casually Yours and the Khesi continues to run way at the back with no chance as Khesi brings them into the lane with a good-looking lead. It is Khesi, 3/16 to go, and Khesi, the stick now comes out in the left hand by Shane Ellis, and Khesi is moving away from them. The favourite Kasa Living now begins to close as Khesi looks to be under pressure and drifting off a true line. Kasa Living has several lengths to make up, but Khesi, although drifting, continues to hold the advantage, and it's Khesi and Shane Ellis not to be caught in the first. They win it by maybe 6 lengths. Kasa Living is next. Queen Latifah races third. Althea is fourth. Mineola is fifth.
Ready for race number 2, the Starters Trophy. They're off and racing. Honor Prince gets a good start. So does a Bad Girl Khesi. Right there too in the middle, that is Enthusiasm. So Enthusiasm looks to have the lead. It's Enthusiasm in the middle. Over on the far side, that is a Native Flyer. So Enthusiasm just in front of Honor Prince and Native Flyer. Also coming on the outside, that is a Tribal Chief. They're coming to the furlong and a half pole, and it is still making the run in Enthusiasm. Just a leader from Tribal Chief. Right there to Honor Prince coming once again. It is still Enthusiasm. Honor Prince trying to get the Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm keeping on from Honor Prince. Enthusiasm, and Umar Walker lands a second from Honor Prince. Then comes Tribal Chief and Native Flyer back and forth.
They're off. Fair start. Wayne's Cherry Links gets a good one, along with Princess Chris rushing up on the outside. Thousand Treasures not too far away. Toward the outside, Easy Money now beginning to overtake horses. A gap opens up to Shine Like the Sky. Then Uncle Baba and Papi Uso at the back of the field. They're arriving at the half mile and go running into that turn. Wayne's Cherry Links just a leader, a length in front of Princess Chris. Easy Money now tracks them and begins to make progress as they slip past the 3. A gap opens up to Thousand Treasures. A further gap to Shine Like the Sky. Then Uncle Baba and Papi Uso remains firmly planted at the back as the leader will come thundering into the top of the lane. Wayne's Cherry Links out in front. Toward the outside, that is Princess Chris, asked to make ground. Easy Money as they charge down toward the final furlong. Thousand Treasures is seen making ground against the rail, but can they catch this? Wayne's Cherry Links inside the final furlong, in control. Wayne's Cherry Links running away from the field. A 16th to catch. Wayne's Cherry Links, and devastating Dane Dawkins is hunting a second, and he'll get it. Wayne's Cherry Links eased down in the end. They're looking at brake lights. Uncle Baba is second. Princess Chris third. Thousand Treasures is fourth.
They're off and racing. Simply Enchanting get a flyer on the far side. To the near side, that's Mineola. So Simply Enchanting Mineola. Just behind them, that's Althea. Just behind Althea, that's Miracle Selection, and racing at the back of the field. They head toward the 6 furlong, passing the 6, and it is Mineola, just the leader from Simply Enchanting. These are the two that's mixing it up. Mineola from Simply Enchanting. Althea watches them from third. Attila is racing in fourth, and just behind them, that is Miracle Selection. They head toward the 4, and it is Mineola traveling easily on that lead. Creeping up on the inside, that Althea. Just on the outside of Althea, that's Simply Enchanting. About 6 or 7 lengths before we come to Attila, and racing at the back of the field, that's Miracle Selection. coming to the 3, and Mineola still just the leader now. They begin to bunch up on that lead. Mineola simply enchanting, attacking, simply enchanting. Now attacks Mineola. Left back on the inside, that's Althea. Coming on, that's Attila, still racing at the back of the field. Miracle Selection, as it is now simply enchanting that hits the front. It's simply enchanting, and the Sneaky Fox Radish Roman kicks away by 3 or 4 lengths. Coming on, that's Althea. It is simply enchanting come to the furlong pole with a good looking lead, and I do believe that simply enchanting is blowing them away. Simply enchanting going on to win. Here comes on the near side and coming on and coming fast. That's Attila, and Attila could have gotten there from simply enchanting. Then comes Althea, Mineola, and Miracle Selection in 5th.
They're off for the front-runner-sponsored Portmore. Linguist leaves the gate a long way behind that field. As they charge past the 7, Miss Moneypenny shows speed. Danka and Khesi right there on the premises as they make their way running up now toward the 6. Kasa Living has made ground on the outside. Riley J and Social Aviator raced in close proximity with Simply Enchanting as they've run past the 6. Mighty Gully could have been checked at that stage. Just in behind them, that's Burning Hedge, a gap back to a Perfect Affair and a Pretty Perfect, and a long way last, the slow starter, Linguist. They're on the run to the half-mile. They're about to leave the back stretch, and Danka controls the speed up front. 2 lengths in front of Miss Moneypenny now, asked to make some progress. Watch Khesi and Social Aviator now wound up for their runs. Mighty Gully and Kasa Living also begin to make some ground. Riley J on the outside of Burning Hedge. Simply Enchanting, overtaken by a Pretty Perfect. Perfect Affair toward the back. And last of all, it's Linguist. As the Portmore field come flashing past the 5/16th, they're about to come into the lane, and Danka continues to lead them, trying to go all the way. Inside the final quarter at the top of the lane, it is Danka, Social Aviator hunting ground against the rail. Khesi the Grey is on the premises. Mighty Gully is running a huge one along with Burning Hedge. Several horses in with a chance, and Burning Hedge now points. Mighty Gully continues to fight on. What Social Aviator now wound up against the rail. Robert Halladine changing his stick, but still it is Burning Hedge. Here comes Social Aviator now, the favourite. They're in our head, Bob. They drive to the line. Social Aviator wins the Portmore over Burning Hedge. Close between Pretty Perfect, Mighty Gully in the centre, and Khesi out wide.
They're off and racing. Althea gets away smartly along with a No Apology. So No Apology Althea. Sparkling Fire is also in the mix, and Mineola. So they head toward the 6 furlong point, and No Apology leads from Althea. Then comes a Sparkling Fire. Watching them from 4th, that's all together. Then comes Money Mission right against the rail, Mineola. Just out wide, that is Attila. Just behind Attila, that's Kuzmia. Then 4 or 5 lengths before we come to Candy Girl, Friends Connection, Jody's Fun, and another 6 before we come to Total Velocity. They head towards the 4, and on that lead, No Apology, being hounded by Sparkling Fire going down into 2nd. It's No Apology in front, Sparkling Fire. Althea watches them from 3rd. Right there in 4th, that's Mineola. Another 2 or 3 lengths before we come to all together, just overtaking Money Mission, backing out of it. They're coming to the 2.5 furlong point, and it's still No Apology. Not apologizing for that lead, but here comes Mineola coming down on the outside. They're at the top of the lane. Mineola, No Apology, still in front of Mineola, trying to come. No Apology kicks once again, finding another gear. Mineola has to do more. Left back in 3rd, that's Althea. It is No Apology, bringing them to the furlong pole, and now beginning to skip away. Looks to be about 3 lengths in front of still fighting hard. That's Mineola. No Apology is in front, and No Apology looks to be taking them pillar to post with No Apology. No Apology goes on to beat Mineola by maybe 4 lengths. Mineola is 2nd. Then comes Althea. Candy Girl is 3rd, and Jody's Fun back in 5th.
They're off for the Thornbird Stakes. Danka just misses it, racing toward the back, has catching up to do as they make their way toward the 6. Linguist misses Moneypenny. They race close together as they charge away now, passing the 6. Miss Moneypenny going on to get that lead up front. Miss Moneypenny by a head. There goes Latifah on the outside. A break back to Linguist on the outside of Social Aviator in the white as they leave the 5. Hansa races up next, possibly 6 lengths off that lead, joined by stablemate Danka. Summer Palace races next, and the favourite Burning Hedge has catching up to do at the back of the field. They go flashing past the half mile and make their way now toward the 7/16th, and Miss Moneypenny holds the lead and extends it now to a length and a nose-tickling tail. Here is Linguist kicking in on the outside now and beginning to challenge for that lead as they go slipping past the 3. Social Aviator in a good spot. Hansa racing toward the outside of Lady Babita. Danka comes next. Burning Hedge now asked to pick up the bit and begins to come forward. And Summer Palace left at the back of the field. But they've turned for home in the Thornbird. They leave the quarter pole behind them. And the Social Aviator holds the lead, but under stress. Here comes on the outside Hansa now kicking in. On the rail, that's Danka. These 3 spread across the course as they flash past the furlong pole. It's still a wide open affair. And on the outside, Hansa. Danka down against the rail. Social Aviator looks to have cried enough. But it is Hansa out in front under the apprentice Tajay Suku, who takes the Thornbird Stakes by over a length. Social Aviator in a photograph with Danka on the rail. Then Burning Hedge. Linguist is back in 5th. They're off. Uncle Baba steps out just a shade slowly, along with Secret Sensation left at the back with a 1 code and a Benison. But they dash now toward the 7. Mineola showing speed. Kasa Living moving down on the outside. They share it. Baby Grey is asked to make some ground just in behind them as they run past the 6. Miracle Selection on the outside, overtaken by an improving Uncle Baba. They flash past the 6. Roaring Kitty comes next. The Grey Midnight Runner is next. A huge gap opens up to Benison racing on the outside. Down on the rail, that Secret Sensation and 1 code left at the back. They slip past the 5. They're making their way now toward the half mile and that bend for home. And it is Kasa Living just the leader by 3 parts of a length. Mineola now pressing home the attack and hugging the rail as they slip past the half mile. Uncle Baba needs to find some 6 lengths to get to them. Roaring Kitty races on the outside. Here comes Midnight Runner now beginning to make some progress as they go flashing now past the 3/8 pole. A Roaring Kitty is fading. Secret Sensation racing up next. Benison asked to make ground but has a lot to do along with Miracle Selection. Then Baby Grey and a 1 code with a mountain to climb as the field come into the top of the lane. A quarter of a mile to run. It is a Kasa Living now shaken up, and Kasa Living has a good looking lead. Midnight Runner, a burly sort, now asked to close under the left hand stick. Uncle Baba is the one in the green cap racing out wide, making ground on the rail. That's Secret Sensation. But Kasa Living leaves the furlong pole with what looks to be an unstoppable advantage. It's Kasa Living and Emilio McLean. Kasa Living and Emilio McLean come bounding in for the 7th, and they win with ease by maybe 8 or 9. Uncle Baba in a photo with Benison coming from the back. Secret Sensation is next. Midnight Runner looks to be 5th. They're off. Mr. Lee steps off slowly. Danka didn't and gets an early lead. Platinum Princess in pursuit a length down. Now a half a length as Platinum Princess and Danka make a race for that lead as they slip past the 5/8 pole. These 2 glued together. Bad Girl Khesi races back in 3rd spot on the rail. That's Simply Enchanting, joined by Ascend. Beautiful Sunset is racing with that group of horses, and Mr. Lee left at the back. They're about to arrive at the 5/16th, and it is a Danka near the rail. Platinum Princess pressing home the attack all the time on the outside as they turn for home, and the favourite Danka is asked to kick. Platinum Princess trying to stay with Danka. Simply Enchanting is over against the rail. Beautiful Sunset drifting off the fence, but it is Danka, the favourite, who has that lead. Platinum Princess continues the chase, but needs to find 3 or more. Danka out in front. Platinum Princess and Beautiful Sunset, they look to be battling for minor shares as Danka continues to hold the advantage. They drive to the line, and Danka hangs tough to win by a length. Beautiful Sunset running on too late is 2nd. Then Platinum Princess and Mr. Lee is 4th.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.